Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Brains, and welcome to the makeup retouching class. Here, we're going to be talking about simply how you can retouch those makeup images, artistic makeup. That's what I'm trying to talk about here. So, we're going to be having classes, and as usual, the first thing is going to be clearing that skin, and that should be class one, which I'm tagging as skin cleaning. So here I'm going to be using my patch tool first of all to remove those simple textures such as hair. Of course, I usually say that we have small pimples, we have some small hair traces, and yeah, so the tool here I'm using is called a patch tool, and it enables me to drag and drop. It's not similar to the cron stamp, but it is just a tool that does let me say content aware. You select from a one surface and put to another surface. So as you can see, I'm just simply highlighting and drag and then put it here so it gets replaced. And then the other tool is going to be the spot healing brush. So what this tool does, it helps me, actually it's similar to content aware but in brushes. All I need to do is just trace, and then I have this all worked up, clean and fresh. So as well, it helps me to clear hair traces, and this does not work on large surfaces. Let me say if somebody has a big scar, this won't be able to help. All it does is to clear those small details in a large set of details. So still, I'm using it to remove some traces in hair. So class 2 is gonna be the frequency separation. So I'm using the old method of frequency separation because this is the method that many of the retouchers know or on how to use to get better images. So as you saw, I just created this action, and I'm going to be using a radius of 16.0 to have a less effect in the threshold, and then I'll just fill, that is I'll just go by Alt F2, and then so this is class 2 frequency separation. I told you this is in classes. We have the class 1, which is the skin cleaning, and then class 2 is the frequency separation. So as you can see, I'm just selecting and then insert my Gaussian blur at a radius of 16. Now this radius is actually effective depending on the area that you're selecting. For example, if I'm to apply it here, you can see there is an effect there. So I'll show you the before and the after. So this is where and then still I'm going to take that off, and then the next one is going to be the dodge and burn, which is our class number 3. So dodge and burn, simply I'm going to be dodging my highlights and burning my shadows. So if you notice here, we have so much of midtones and shadows. So I'll try to play it as it would be done on a normal image, which has only highlights, midtones, and shadows. So first of all, I'm dodging. The midtones are more absorbed into the shadows because this makeup is having a lot of contrast. So I'll try to trace back of how it should be like if this image was normal. I'm talking about the image that is well lightened. So this is the dodge and this is the dodging part where I'm trying to create the midtones and the highlights. So filling up with my colors, I will also come to these lips and then dodge them back. Yes, the instance is to make the paint or the makeup look more realistic, or having that artistic feel. So I come to my dodge, and of course I will dodge my midtones still and the highlights. The midtones here are more of the colors which are lighter. Let me use the word magenta. Some people can call it purple or pink. And we have basically 3 colors. We have blue, we have magenta. In the skin of this of this model, we have 2 colors, that is, and actually the red still. So don't be confused of the colors that we have here. So just put it in mind that this is a RGB setting in your hue saturation portal. So this is the before and after, and then this is how far we've come with this image. So the other part that I'm going to be working on is going to be the hue. I'm going to be bringing up the vibrance of these colors, not generally the vibrance, but the hue using selections of different colors. So as you can see with my dropper, I'm working on the blues. I mentioned that we have about 4 colors in this, actually 3 colors. We have the magenta, we have the blues, and then we have the reds, and of course we can have a little bit of some greens, as you can see, but the greens here are put into a category of cyan. So, and we have some yellows as well. So All I'm doing here is simply to bring up the saturation and then have everything put to the right exposure or vibrancy, because the point here is to bring back that artistic feel into the creation of this makeup. And then, yeah, this is the before and the after. This is how far we've come. And the other part that we're going to be looking at is the details, because everything looks so better if details are put right. That's class number 5. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to clear my veins, that is in the eyes, and yeah, I have to keep them as realistic nature as it could be, and by reducing the volumes of the veins in the eyes, and then trying to bring out the lightness plus the details in those, pupils. So this is what the final retouch. The final touch, what it does, it sharpens the details in the section of the eyes. So what you're seeing here is I'm using a retouch pro panel. Yes, this is the all worked on, area, and the point here was to teach basics to those people who are starting out to do makeup retouching, to have an idea on what the best class would look like using the old methods with applying some of the advanced methods such as the Retouch Pro. And then I will be looking at the other methods in the next video. Keep watching, and yep.